Hello, everyone. It's been a while that I spoken in English. Last month, I've been transferred to teach in Cantonese, and yeah, I'm very happy to come back and speak in English. English is more, fluent for me, and then when I'm speaking Cantonese, it feels like something is not right. It just feels like when I want to deliver the message in that meaning, I cannot do it properly. And uh, it seems like there's some error in the OBS system, which we are not able to streaming in the app, but it will not affect the Zoom. So today we will be just streaming at the Zoom. So if any of you have any questions, can just raise and we can chat together. And is this sounds too loud because I'm testing out a new device? If not, then we are going to start for today's sessions. Today is more like a storytelling sessions because previously, some people, some user come to me very at a very high frequency. They just come and approach me because nowadays the US stock is dropping, and then some of the top stock is leading the drop, and they have their positions trapped in certain high level, and they have no idea what to do. So when they're just checking on their investment account daily, they'll find out that today it might be negative 20%, and then tomorrow it might be 30% or 50% or even more. So they have no idea whether they want to just keep holding on the positions or cutting the losses. And so, but this one is actually not a very good financial decision to do because it's involved too many emotion element into these decisions. So today we'll be telling some story, and then we also collected three story from our user. They just send their story to me, and then I'll just share their story to all of you. And just a reminder, for the class in Thursday, I think it might be the most valuable class so far because I'm going to share about CFD. And CFD is actually one of the tools that I have been using for 4 years, and I'm very active in trading CFD, especially in gold. So, but I won't talk into the theory too much. I will just directly go into the sharing of my last week performance. So last week, I do quite good in gold. I make some profit, some delicious profit, even though it may not be able to make me retire earlier. But I believe that if you just follow me through the class on Thursday, you might be able to learn how to do the analysis in my point of view. So you will be able to put yourself in my shoes, so you can able to know what am I thinking at that point, at that time, and how do I identify the trend, and how do I find an entry, and how about the trade management. So yeah, so I can say that my last week performance in day trading for gold is around 6R. When I'm saying R, it's meaning that the risk to reward ratio, which means if you put in 100, and your return for last week will be 600 if you are just doing exactly the trade like me. So yeah, but I put quite a lot into it. So yeah, it's quite a delicious meal for me. At least I'm able to just uh add some chicken leg for the dinners, add some supper for every night. Yeah. So on Thursday night, I'll be sharing all of the trade that I have making from last week. And actually, I'm also preparing to just record down all of the trades, and maybe I will just upload to some of the platform, and I'll update you guys soon. So I will just make those platform work like a daily journal for me because I actually do my trade journaling all the way. So now I'm just trying to do it in a different way. So if you guys can just follow it afterwards, and maybe you can just learn something from it. Yeah. Also, today is quite a good day also. The gold is backing out. And yeah, another delicious chicken leg for tonight. Okay, so come back to today's sections. So today we are sharing about the story of loss, the lessons, and comeback. So exactly, I have been through the same thing all over again. So for my last 6 years of investment, I've been falling down for quite a drawdown, and then I just come back afterward. But it took me some time to do so. So you're not alone if you have your position trapped in some certain high level. So actually, many of those users actually come to me ask about Tesla and Nvidia because they have their position trapped in the certain high level of Tesla and Nvidia, and they have no idea what to do. So actually, previously, if you do join our group in the VCom, we do share about the analysis of Tesla and Nvidia when it's changing the structure, the market structure. And actually, we do have a short position at the top. Even if you are not interested in making a short positions, you are actually able to just buy a put to protect the positions. So if there's some user do follow along our strategy and they're able to protect their positions. So I'm grateful to see that. It's so after being through all of the draw, I make some very great friends with all of those users. So do not hesitate to contact me. I'm willing to just chat with you guys if I have some free time along. Okay, so nowadays, today I'll be sharing 6 stories that I have prepared so far. 3 from all some very great men in the history, like Jack Soros, like let me see, Jesse Livermore or Ray Dalio. I actually do read the books that are written by Jesse Livermore and Ray Dalio. So it is quite a good book, especially the principle from Ray Dalio. And they are a great man in the history, but they all lose in some downfall. And I also collected 3 stories from the user, from the user aid. And they do share about their story, their life, and then just how they learn the lessons from all those stories. So let's see. So let me check on the story because I couldn't remember all of those. So let's go to the first story from Jesse Livermore. So after you hear about all those stories, I hope that you guys are able to learn some mistake from them. And then hopefully you are able to make your decisions. If you have some underwater positions or you want to just make a gain from the drop instead. So actually there's way to do so, but it's dangerous play. So if you are unsure about how all this thing goes, you can actually just contact us on all those details. So the first story is the story from Jesse Livermore, the great traders who lose everything. Jesse Livermore is actually quite a pity man that he ended his life with a suicide in 1940s. But this man actually taught me a lot throughout all his journey. So Jesse Livermore was one of the best traders ever in the early 19th. He made and lost several fortunes. And after he correctly predicting the 1929 market crash and making 100 million. So 100 million at that time will be worth around 1.5 billion for today. So this is actually quite a big amount. So he predict the market crash and he making the money from it. But eventually he lose all those back to the market. So by just few years, 5 years after the 1.5 billion that he made, he just left no money. He become broke. What went wrong? Because Jesse Livermore become overconfident. So the story in Jesse Livermore is don't be overconfident if you are just being correct for 1 or 2 times. So in the market, it doesn't mean that if you make the most, you are the winner. The winner in the market is whoever that lasts longer in the market. I would say the financial market is actually the game of the last man standing. And I'm trying to be the last man standing here. So yes. So he just stopped following all his own trading rules, the same rule that have made him success. So he borrowed too much money to trade and let his emotions affect his decisions. So this is actually a very fatal decision because once you get the emotion control you, get rid of you, then actually your life is considered done, I would say. So this is also applied to the day tradings. So when I'm doing a day trading, I have a rules that if I lose 2 trades for 1 day, I will just stop trading for that day. Just like yesterday, even though I predicted that gold will just spike up, but I have a very bad entry. So it end up that I just lose 2 trades continuously, and then I miss the rally. But today I'm able to get earn it back and even more. So yesterday losses will not affect myself. But if I just let the emotion get rid of me, get control of me, then maybe yesterday I already just lose all my money and get a margin call. So don't be overconfident. So this great man, Jesse Livermore, he live a quote: the market doesn't beat the trader. They beat themselves because even though they are smart, they can't stay patient. So the chance is always there in the market. So do not FOMO, do not chase the high, do not be fearful to the market, be patient. Else you will just beat yourself and lose all your account and your money. So the lessons here from Jesse Livermore. Even the best trader need to follow the rules and manage the risks. Success can sometimes make you overconfident and careless. And this also give myself a little reminder because last week I made a lot from gold and I need to be just fearful to the market and then do not be overconfident and careless. So here comes the second story from Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio wrote a book, a very thick book, meaning principles. If you have the chance to read about it, it's quite a good book. You can learn something from it, like self-disciplines and all those. And it doesn't just help you in your trading, it will just help you in your life also, your lifestyle. So let's start about the story of Ray Dalio. Before starting the Bridgewater Associates, now it's the world's largest hedge fund. Ray Dalio actually experienced a very big failure. So in 1982, Dalio predicted a global economic crisis that never happened. He was so sure he was right that he even told Congress about it. So he just predicted something that never happened. And he's very confident in his predictions. But somehow the market proved him wrong. And he lost almost everything, including most of the clients. And Dario called this his painful but valuable lessons. It forced him to accept that he could be wrong and develop a better approach to investing. So the lessons here is that being wrong is actually not the end of your life, not the end of your financial journey. So it's not the end, it's just a learning path. So what is the biggest problem here? The biggest problem here is that when you encounter the failure, you are not able to learn from the mistake itself. And that is the real problem that will make you fail in your financial status. And from the experience that Ray Dalio had been go through, he created a company culture where the people openly share their thoughts and the best idea win, no matter who suggests them. And he success again because he learned from the mistake and improve and take a step from it. So the first lesson from Jesse Livermore is don't be overconfident. And the second story from Ray Dalio is being wrong is not the end, but not learning from the mistake is the real problem here. Now here comes the third story from George Soros. So even though George Soros, famous of making 1 billion in a single day in 1992, he had a big loss. In 1987, Soros lost about 300 million during a market crash. Later on in the late 1990s, his fund lost billions during the financial crisis in Russia. So that is a huge lot of money that I can't even imagine if I have the chance to hold those large funds in my bank account. That will be very, very stunning to hear, okay? So what makes Soros special is his understanding that market and investor affect each other. This mindset helped him to recover from the losses and see the mistake as a normal part of trading. So in trading and investing, being wrong is actually very common because trading and investing is actually a probability game. And all the investment, all the analysis, all the skill that you learn is actually to just raise the probability toward you in a higher bias. So there's no strategy that can make sure you win 100%. So you need to just quickly admitting the mistake and just accept the failure, accept the trade that lose money, and then move forward. This is the lesson from George Soros. Losing is part of the game to your success. Now is the second part because I do 3 story from the great man and 3 story from the user. Some user just send their story to us and then we have a chat a little bit. And then, yeah, let's look at the story from like us, the regular persons who face our own market problems. Let's see. The first person is Michael. Michael is actually a software engineering based in Malaysia. And he made a lot of money during the tech boom of the late 1990s, only to lose 90% of it when the bubble burst in 2000. So a software engineering lose 90% of their life saving, including all the money that he earned so far, to the market just in a bubble burst. And this is what he said. I thought I was a genius because all my stock went up. Just exactly like what the other user come to me and say. Because previously, every stock just go up without any reasons because this is a bull market. And they have saying the same thing. When I'm saying you need to be aware, maybe you can just put buy a put to protect your Tesla position. They didn't listen because they think that they are overconfident. They don't take the other suggestion and advice. Even though it's a good thing that you have your own decisions, but sometimes you need to just keep a distance from your positions and think rationally and don't think yourself as a genius. we are just riding the market together to make some money from it. And what Michael said, I didn't realize that it was just a market bubble where all the tech stocks are rising. And did Michael just come back to the market afterwards? He did, but it was after several years. So he just quit from trading and investing, go back to a normal labor life, work from 9 to 6, and then make some money from it. And afterward he becomes success. How? He quit active day trading. He quit to just monitor the positions all day long. He chose the other way, and he chose to a very simple index investing method. So from my understanding, it's just a DCA, a dollar cost averaging, which he just put part of the saving, part of the salary every month into the index and grow together with the market. And he slowly rebuilt his confidence. And nowadays, his portfolio is quite good though. Yeah, but he do have some extra money just withdraw from that portfolio, and then he just make the day trading as a hobby, but not as a main solutions to just generate wealth. So this is actually quite good. He just keep on working and then keep on making a DCA and be able to come back afterwards. Maybe that method did help him in his way. So let's see the second story. Second story is from Sarah, a former accountant. So let's see about what Sarah said. Holy. Okay, Sarah's story starts from actually he borrowed money to buy stock during a good time. This is actually not a good way to practice. Yeah, because one of the user did say the same thing too. He borrowed some huge money. It's about 100,000, and then he just make just borrow the money and make his trading and his investing. But afterwards, it doesn't go so well. And nowadays, he's only have 20,000, and he don't know how to just come back from making the 100,000, and then he just need to pay the interest back, and then he need to pay the principal back. And that is the story from one of the current user. But Sarah is already been through that. So let's look at what Sarah said. Sarah said that I had to sell at the worst timing, taking a huge losses. The harder part was knowing that if I could have just hold, many stocks would have recovered. But because of the loan itself, Sarah doesn't have the chance to hold on to the positions. So Sarah comeback plan involved a complete changes in approach. It focused on the investment that provide regular income through dividend and real estate. Actually, dividend and real estate is also quite good. It's actually better when it comparing to fixed deposit also. So this is one of the way if you want to just have a very stable passive income. So she now follow a very strict no borrowing rules and focus on protecting the principles and the money rather than trying to maximize the gain. So you can see that the common point from Michael and Sarah is that they take too many risks. One is borrow money and one make an active trading, and afterwards they just shift to a method of investing that suits their risk appetite, their risk averse. So Michael turned to DCA, while Sarah turned to those stocks that have been providing a very good dividends. And her advice to us is borrowing money to invest is dangerous. It not only make your gain bigger, but it also make your losses bigger to force you to make a very bad decisions under the pressure. So she actually doesn't have a choice when the portfolio is down because she don't have the time and the ability to repay back the debt to just let the position hold longer. Okay, so let's see on the last story for today. The last story is from David. David, I'm not sure about his job title, his job. David invested all the entire saving in his employer's company stock, only to see it crash during the 2008 financial crisis. And this is what David said. I thought I knew the company well because I worked there. What I didn't understand was how the entire financial system would collapse at once. So actually, this is bad because he worked there and he understands the company culture. He understands how the company works, how the company make money. So he become very confident in that company and he want to just grow the career, grow his saving, grow his wealth together with the company. But this is the time that then the accidents come. So the whole entire financial system collapsed at once, and even the company that he trusts so much are not able to escape from it. And let's see how David works afterwards. Oh, okay. So David actually recover his wealth, but it's take a longer period than his plan. It's like 5 years longer when comparing to what he's previously planned. But right now, he didn't touch in investment and trading anymore. He just quit the market and have some money in the bank and also the fixed deposits. So his lesson is putting all the money in one investment might make you rich, but spreading it around will keep you rich. So no matter how well that you think you know a company, you never know everything. Accident is always there. Well, actually quite a good lesson from every one of those. So actually, let me summarize all of those. What connected all these stories is that even though a famous traders to like everyday investor like us, is that the market will eventually just humble everyone. So the difference between those who recover and who those that doesn't is that you need to learn from the mistake, and it's about how you respond to the previous failure. So the biggest market lessons come from the people who have lost their money and found their way back. And their story will remind us that failure is not the final unless you give up. So even though it will be difficult on the path to just coming back after the failure, but eventually it will worth it. So if you are going to continue your investment journey, remember that always manage the risks and don't confuse a rising market with your personal skill. So you don't think that you're very good in your own trading and investment. We are just riding on the trend. We are just a passenger of the trend and we are not the driver. So be willing to admit when you are wrong and learn from the mistake instead of hiding from them. And remember that losing money doesn't make you fail, but it makes you a trader. So this is all of the story for today's episode, the story of losses, the the lessons and come back. Even though it's not a very good lesson to hear, it's a very painful journey, but I think at least I learned something from it, and I hope you do so. So for Thursday, once again, a little reminder, we will talk about gold trading, the CFD trading. When we talk about CFD, actually it covers a lot of things, like the commodities, the forex, some stock, and some index. But the most of the people come to CFD just to play gold. And if you are a gold trader or you want to become a gold trader, stay tuned for Thursday class. We will go through it all together and we will just revise on my last week trades. Totally, I'm not sure how many of them, but it make me if the final result is 6R if I'm not mistaken, which means a, a 6x return if you are putting $100 for every trade. The 6R means the risk to reward ratio, which means when you're putting 100, you are going to make back 600. So stay tuned for Thursday class, and I'm great to see you guys all again. Happy to speak on English, and afterwards, I hope you guys will stay along with me. And hope to see you guys on next Thursday. If there's no more question, then we shall end for our session today. It seems like there's no question from you guys. Thank you for your evening and good night to all of you. Thank you.